Can you give him the list? Okay.
Yeah, so I think the question that Mr. Aiden got in the chat was just how do we deal with Labor Day weekend, FFA events? Actually, this may be more beneficial as students are going to have opportunities on Fridays and Saturdays to travel and go to these events instead of during the week. We know that we're already a district that starts pre-Labor Day, so that's not really going to be an issue. And I think a lot of our communities with kids with fairs in different counties end up missing school for different opportunities that a lot of times we see just as beneficial and educational as being in school at the same time. Yeah, you bet.
I've been here a long time, so I know that there was a period of time in our district where we took that Friday off, so that kids who were at the fair didn't miss. And then we found that not that many kids were going anyway, so we stopped taking it off. This is nothing new. So, and if they're going on the Wednesday and Thursday, we're still going to be going on the Wednesday and Thursday, whether we have 5 days or we have 4 days. So it doesn't change anything. I can say that from the past. I know I've been here, like I said, a long time. Like I said, 3 out of 4 sitting over there work for my kids, so they can test that too. They're not even the oldest ones. But the fact is, this is not a big problem, and it's not really an issue. Again, one short one day, it's not going to matter then. And if they're going to be gone, they're going to be gone whether it's 5 days or 4 days. So it's not going to really change anything for that. I can say that.
Guys, you four, other questions? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're not going to shut down activities or yeah. Hey, I would agree. I kind of want a little pepperoni pineapple tonight myself, Mr. Amen. The pizza, Friday night pizzas. No, we're not going to shut that down. Yeah. Maybe even expand it to an additional day. Yeah.
Well, because we'll still have sporting events and pep band and all that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the building will not shut down on Fridays, I don't think, at any time during the month.
Can students schedule, I guess, extra time on Fridays with teachers if needed?
Yeah, we talked about that, Devin, but we're really, one is teachers will staff, there'll be 3, on average, 3 Fridays out of the month that they simply won't be working.
Yeah.
And then that one day that they come in is really developed or really guided towards professional development, time for them to put curriculum and different things together. So we're not looking at bringing in students on Fridays.
Which I can understand that, but at the same time, I haven't noticed it as much here as in different districts. But I mean, I remember scheduling time with my teachers after school to go in and get extra help for whatever reason. But if our students are going until 3:30, and then some are leaving due to sports or their bus is going, if that's up to the teacher, the teachers aren't going to get told no, they can't help students.
No, of course, we never tell them no.
If this is a 5-day week, a normal year, kids leave for sports aren't going to be able to do that for school either.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do at the same time they do it now? Lunchtime. A lot of teachers give up their lunchtime.
Yeah.
Come before school. It's going to be the same thing.
And I almost think one of the differences that I see in the small rural school district, I don't know exactly what our teacher to student ratio is. I mean, say it's somewhere right around average throughout the building, 8-to-1, is that our students are getting so much individual attention during the school day compared, when I taught at Colville, for example, I did not teach with less than 31, 32 kids in a classroom. There's no way those kids got the same attention from me as our teachers are getting to 7 or 8 kids in a classroom. My PE classes were 45 students for one teacher. So I think we almost see that individual attention that's really given during the school day. But I know we have a staff that if a child ever needs some additional help or time, support, that somebody's going to step up to the plate and provide it for them. We'll make sure Mr. Avon's in every Friday and running some science and math classes. Absolutely.
The extra half an hour, would that be specifically for one class?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So that additional half hour, let's say for, you know, when we're still kicking some ideas around, so don't hold me to this, like our K-5 kids, to steal a term from Waterville, they go from 3 to 3:30, it's called their genius time. I think it's a lot of crafts and different things along those lines. Our 6 through 12 right now, we're kind of playing with that 6-8, whether they did like a intervention time from 2:30 to 3, additional support time, getting back to maybe Devin's question there, and then having like a genius time from 3 to 3:30, but 9 through 12 will be in a regular class from up until the point that they leave at the end of the school day.
Your class instead of 50 minutes would be like 58 minutes long.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have a little bit, instead of like now you have 2 hours, you're just gonna have a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, so I think, Mr. Amon, on a 7-period day, what was the average class length?
Like just about 1 hour.
Just about an hour, yeah.
That's what we had last year.
Yeah.
So if we didn't have that extra hour, well, if we did have an extra hour for practice or we get self-attendance, if we had to walk somebody.
Yeah, you need to be in school. Yeah, absolutely.
High school,
Yeah.
you're in class.
And that's why we're going to allow even, you know, all grade levels to stay till 3:30 in a supervised setting in case they have to walk home with an older sibling. Plus they have to ride the bus with you know, whatever, if they're a transportation child, they've got to be here and be supervised until the buses leave for the high school students at the end of the day. Yeah. You guys, you know, once again, these are all great questions and things that you're, you know, one is I mean, some of the stuff you're bringing up, like I think Devin's question on athletics on Fridays. Yeah, that's a great question. You know, we're going to have to set a system for that and put it together because kids are still going to be running sports. And how do we get, you know, do we run a bus route to an athletic bus route to go and pick them up or an activities bus route? And so we're going to have to think some of those things through. Those are great questions, but yes, we don't have all the answers right now, but definitely wanted to get your input and things for us to think about and an idea of what direction we really need to go with. We had to make sure as a staff, as a committee, that we were sold on it first. And we felt, and we truly said, is this in the best interest of our students? If we can't answer that, then we need to stick with the 5-day school week. And I think so far we're committed to making the 4-day week work if it works for our students and our families and our community.
Cool. Good.
Any other questions online, Mr. Amon? In the chat?
The main one that came into the shop was the one regarding FFA and 4-H. The question on the 7th-grade day versus the block, I think is a very valid question. It's a definite point for our staff. They have really enjoyed the block schedule this year. And the students have given feedback that they've enjoyed the block schedule. And we have some teachers who have been able to really go in and get deeper on some subjects, which has been really cool. And the reason why we said we need to start with the 7-period day is because it's what has the research and data behind it right now. We have a lot of schools who have seen positive results with that daily schedule. If we can find over the next year, we can change our schedule, our daily schedule, year over year. And so if we find a bunch of districts that have done a block schedule in a 4-day school week that have had success, then we're certainly willing to consider that. We just have not been able to find that uniform yet. And so that's why we went with what hasn't. What we want to do is best practice, right? And if there's a whole bunch of schools that have had success with this, that's the route we're going to at least start with, and then continue our research as we go down the road. Remember that there's some questions around why we decided to go to the and that's what has the most data behind it, not the school. That's why we made that decision.
Have you thought about what if we're in the same situation we're in right now with COVID? And now you went to the block schedule because of limiting movement of the kids? Are we gonna, at the start of next year, if something changes, and we look at that,
Yeah. Yeah, and good question. There's always that possibility. You know, I hope right now, just with the direction that we're going, and, there's been the recommendation that you have the opportunity to move down from 6 feet to 3 feet on your social distancing, at least during parts of your school day, not during all parts of your school day. They still want you to be cohorted. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think with the immunization or the vaccine available, that by next fall, we're going to be in a much better position. I know in the last week, there's been concerns that there's been an uptick again, because I think people are, yeah, we just had a football season canceled, and I don't know if Davenport's reason not to play was due to their proximity to Reardon, who just had to go back to remote learning for a week. I know Reardon had to go back. I don't know if Davenport was just concerned about their connection or relationship there, but yeah, so we got a game canceled. Pretty fortunate we got a season, somewhat of a season in to begin with. But I'm hopeful that next fall, do I think we're still going to be seeing masks and things? Absolutely. I think we're going to have to continue to be careful with it. But I'm hoping that we are not as hands are tight as they are now, or they have been this year.
They clean now between classes, right?
As
Teachers wipe down the desks with some water and Clorox wipes.
Yeah.
I go through the stronger.
Yeah, but even with our secondary classes, Steve, where we we only see the transition taking place, our grade schools, our grade level, our elementary level classes are cohorted just naturally. Even with our size of classes, even having the students do a quick wipe down is very feasible, giving them a paper towel, soap and water, and wiping that desk down, I think could be done in a couple minutes, and we could see, transitions taking place from room to room. But yeah, I think that's a bridge we're gonna have to cross when we get to next August and see where we're at with OSPI and the state, and difference between mandates and recommendations.
Concerning that, I just read that it's there for a while, it's been throughout the day, wiping doorknobs and stuff down throughout the day. So I just recently read that I can back off of just doing it today. So if you're worried about that.
Yeah. Far enough away. Yeah, I still think schools have been, we found out that just because of the kind of the standards that we set at schools have been the safest place for kids to be. It's the right place for them to be, and it's probably the safest place for them to be.
Knock on wood.
Knock on
Yeah.
wood.
We've had people practice and not in this.
Yeah. It's a big decision. It's a huge decision. I feel comfortable in the fact that we've really taken the time to talk to the districts that we know are doing the 4-day week, and they just feel like it's a big win for them in a lot of areas. In anything that you do, there's going to be a little give and take in it. But yeah, it's a big decision. We appreciate you being here tonight, giving us your input and doing the surveys, and continue to think about it. And like I said, the two-way communication is so important. So we make sure that we're doing the right thing. And if we go to it for a year and we just simply find out it's not the right thing, there's nothing that doesn't say we can't change back to the way it was also.
Okay.
Well, thanks for being here. If there's no other questions, we'll let you go and go find out how Gonzaga did this afternoon.
Oh.
I have no idea. Guys, students, hey, help us out. Thursday's opening day of Major League Baseball. Thursday, make sure you wear all your baseball gear to school. We're gonna have hot dogs and popcorn. I think Mr. Raymond's
Okay.
bringing apple pie.
Thanks for coming.